Hey everybody! Oh my gosh, I've been so excited for this video. So this is our August notebook challenge, but it's going to be a little bit different than the normal August notebook challenge because instead of just talking about what notebooks I'm going to be using over the next month, I'm actually going to be talking through some of my thought process on what planners and notebooks I'm taking with me on the road. So if you haven't heard the news yet, my little family of four is having to leave this rental house that we're in, and our new house build just got canceled. So we're kind of having nowhere to go. So we decided we're just going to go on the road and we're going to visit different states that we're interested maybe in living or just visiting. And we're going to live in Airbnbs and homeschool our son. And it's a big change, but it's also really exciting. Part of that, though, is that I am somebody who loves to compartmentalize my planning and my notes. Like, I have a lot of different things going on in my life between 2 YouTube channels, 2 Instagrams, you know, all my books that I'm writing, all the videos that I do, the courses, my planner. I have a lot of different things going on, and I am not complaining about that because I really, really love that. And that is one of the greatest joys of my life, to be able to do all these different things. But in order to plan it and keep it all straight, I love the way that I've come up with planning, which is having a different planner for each segment of my business. So it's like, I love being able to pick up one certain planner and say, this is the planner that I do my tarot cards in at night, or this is the planner that I use for my Heart Breathings editorial calendar and YouTube channel. And I know that it's almost like a focus tool, I would say. I know that when I open up this one planner and I sit down on the couch or at my desk with this planner, that the only thing I'm allowed to think about during that time is what I'm doing with my YouTube channel. And I think that in the past, when I tried to keep it all in one planner, like in my A5 binder, for example, when I was trying to keep all the different things in here, it got to be hard because I would be trying to work on my editorial calendar, but then I would also see that I'm supposed to have this other social media thing figured out. And oh yeah, I'm supposed to be formatting and uploading this, and I've got to get this promo going. And so I got distracted by all the other sides of my business. So that didn't work. And what's really worked for me is having different planners for everything. But obviously, I'm going to have to pare things down because I am currently using like 17 to 20 notebooks and planners. And I know every time I mention that, I get a lot of criticism from people that are like, how can you use so many? But you know what? It brings me joy. And this is something that I have really loved doing. And so, you know, no judgment, just do what you do. If it works better for you to have it all in one place, then that's awesome and envious. But if you love to have 15 different planners, go for it. You know, we are all allowed to just do what we do best. But I am not going to be able to follow that same system because we have a small car, we have a lot of baby stuff we have to take with us, like a pack and play and different things like that for our toddler. And so I have to pare down all of the things I'm using. And I'm actually really excited about it because it's an opportunity to kind of revamp my system and see if I can make something work instead of just getting kind of stuck in a rut. The hardest part for me so far has been like letting go of things that I had wanted to use. Like, I can't use all of my different Erin Condren planners, no matter how much I love them. I'm not going to be getting rid of them though, because it might just turn out that we're on the road for like 2 months and then we're back home and all my stuff is out of storage and we're unpacking and all of that. And most of my planners are either go to the end of this year or all the way till next June. So I'm not getting rid of them. I'm just going to put stuff in storage, and some of that stuff is already in storage. But I wanted to talk to you guys today about how I'm going about the process and what I'm thinking of actually taking with me. And I know that there are people that will say, you're still taking way too much. And maybe I am, but I've already talked to my cousin Kimberly, and anything that we take that I decide, okay, this is just too much stuff, I'll just ship to her and she'll keep it and it won't be a big deal. But I'd rather take more than I need and then realize I don't need it than take less and then realize I wish I had it. So we'll see. Some of this is going to be trial and error as we practice packing the car too, because I might pack a bunch of stuff and then say, well, we just don't have room for this. Because I also have to take my like filming equipment, some of my lighting stuff, and you know, what's holding the phone right now, my cameras, my microphones. So we're gonna I will take you guys along for the ride if you're interested in seeing what I pack. But here's where my thought process is right now. And I thought maybe this will help some of you too. Whenever it comes to planners for me, if I'm really trying to make decisions, I have an emotional attachment to all the things, like wanting to use all these pens, wanting to use this beautiful new planner I got, and not wanting to say goodbye. So in order to really make a good decision that suits me functionally, what I've found is the best thing to do is to stop thinking about the planners, take the planners out of it, and instead think about what is it that I need to plan, not like what planners do I want to take, but what is the functionality that I need to have in my life? Like, what do I need a planner to do for me rather than what planner do I want to take, if that makes sense. So I made this little list of what needs to be planned. Like this is, I kind of have a separate planner for each one of these purposes, but like, for example, I have a planner for this course that I've been taking, Manifestation Babe, and I love that planner, and it's cloth and paper, and it's one of my favorites I've ever had, but I don't really need to take a course planner. I can take notes on that course in just a regular notebook or in my iPad in GoodNotes, and it's fine. So I knew I didn't put that on the list because I don't need that. But these are the things I actually use and need on a daily basis. So I have my HB90 planner, which is like my weekly and daily tasks. So that has to go with me. I have my time tracking planner, my editorial calendars for both YouTube channels, my social media plan, my plotting notes. So this plotting notes and plotting brainstorm stuff is all for plot. Then I usually have some kind of memory planning planner, but I don't want to take the huge one I've been using. So I'm going to pare that down. I usually have something that I'm keeping track of my budget, my travel plans, where I do my evening routine in a tarot journal, so I want to keep doing that because that supports my mental health. I also have a 5-year journal that I don't want to stop using because I've already been using it for 1.5 years, and I want to keep that up for all 5 years. And then I have morning pages that I do that also support my mental health. And then I've got this project going on called 6 Months for Life, which is about a personal transformation. And these are all the things that I like actively need to plan. And with the HB90 goals and the tasks, of course, comes my Kanban board as well. So knowing that I need to be able to do all these things, but that I need to only bring a handful of planners, I guess where I first started was thinking, okay, so what if these things cannot be done anywhere but where they're currently being done? And so this is where I kind of am with this. So for the first part of it, my HB90 goals, like my weekly daily tasks and the planner that I designed for myself, that really works for me. And so I'm taking that for sure. So I need to take the A5 binder. Like that's non-negotiable. This is my like ride or die planner. But what's cool about the A5 binder is that it's customizable because you can open it up and you can take the pages out, you can add pages in. So I started thinking about how many of these things can I consolidate into this one planner. So this is what I've come up with. All of these things are getting consolidated. So my HB90 goals, which I was keeping in that one big happy planner, and the weekly daily tasks, my monthly planning, all of that can go into this planner. My time tracking, which I was keeping in a Erin Condren planner. Let me pull that out real quick. So I was using this Erin Condren planner to track my time, and it's basically tracking all of my task blocks. And I have this in a Franken planner that I've been meaning to show you guys. I'm going to have to show you before I leave because this is going to get packed up. So that will be coming soon. But this planner is really beautiful and I love it, and I love being able to use the paper and everything else, but technically I could do everything I'm doing in that time tracking planner in here as well. So that time tracking planner goes in the A5. The editorial calendars for Sarra Cannon and Heart Breathings, those are also things that I could put in here, especially because now Erin Condren has A5 planners, right? So I can actually keep my A5 Erin Condren planner, or keep my Erin Condren planner paper and the aesthetic and everything, but put it into this A5 binder. So now I can put both of these editorial calendars into one. So already I've condensed 4 planners down to 1 planner. I think I can also put my whole social media plan in here. So that's all these things going in here. The other thing I know that I can put in here is my travel plans, because that is just going to be some inserts that I have. And I will give you guys a full flip through of this, but I've already started putting this together. Now, you guys know, if you've been watching for a while, that I like to switch out my binder, like the actual cover, every single month. I'm not going to be able to take like 6 binder covers with me because that's just kind of extra. So I'm just going to take my favorite one and maybe another one. So one, let's say I'm using this one for the month of September when we get on the road. I will have all my current stuff in this, but then I probably will have a second A5 binder that has all the extra pages. So I will print out like all the daily pages that go for October, November, December, and keep them stored in the other planner. And then the same thing with these Erin Condren pages. I have just August set up in here for now, but I'll keep October, November, December, and some of the extra months. So one binder will be the one I'm currently using, and the other will be storage for my extra pages. And then I can switch them out, and I'll just have two binders that I switch back and forth between. But this one is definitely coming with me because of all of them. This Kiki K binder is my favorite of all time. So this one will definitely be coming with me. And if you're looking forward to it, I do, like I said, I'm going to be doing a full flip through when this fully gets set up. But I purchased some new tabs from Cloth and Paper, and then made my own little tab labels to go with them. And the other thing that was just completely kismet is that the Cloth and Paper subscription box for this month of August that just came in was all about travel. And it was this great quote here from Jack Kerouac that says, "I saw that my life was a vast glowing empty page and I could do anything I wanted." And I just got chills when I opened it up because I got this subscription box like the day after we decided to travel. And I just felt like it was a sign from the universe that like this is what is meant to be. She also had included in that some dashboards about travel and travel and packing list inserts. So I'm bringing all this stuff from Cloth and Paper with me. And I'm so excited. So she has daily itinerary. So that's all the travel plans. So be on the lookout for a full setup of how I'm going to fit all of those different planners. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different planners that I had before are going into this one planner. So that's really, I think, good progress. So then the ones that also cannot be changed is my tarot and my 5-month journal. So I'll just check these off. This is a Hobonichi cousin. It's inside a Salty Katie Co. cover with a few extra little stickers on it. But I use this every single day of my life. Like I use it every night. I have not missed a single day. It's my like spiritual time at night. I read tarot cards. I journal in this. So I mark my tarot cards here in the front part of the journal. And then on the weekly spread, well, the monthly spread, I write any like synchronicities and stuff. And then in the weeklies, I just write what that card means to me for the day. But in the daily pages is where I journal every night. And this is very important time and space for me. And I need this. So this has to go with me. It's just not negotiable. So this goes as is. And I was trying to decide if I could bundle this up with some other things. So like these are some of the Erin Condren like petite planners. They kind of fit. So maybe I could fit one inside here, but then it doesn't really go. So I think that this will just go as is and will just be a part of the process. And this is only halfway through the year and it's getting pretty chunky. So you can see this is the whole second half of the year is this part. And then this is all the first half of the year. So what I love about Hobonichi and the Tomo River paper is it just grows as you write on it. So that will continue to get chunky. And that one is coming with me. The 5-year journal also. Now I do have a box that I will put this in so it doesn't get damaged, but this is also from Hobonichi Company and it is from 2020 to 2024. And it's just a journal or a planner where you write one thing every day of the year. So it has all 365 days and it also has, of course, leap year. And just every night when I sit down, I write down one little thing that happened today. I talk about anything like my daughter's first words or the first day she walked or whatever. And then as like here's me from Camp NaNoWriMo last year on this day. I failed Camp NaNoWriMo miserably. So, that's just how it goes. But see, last night I wrote this in. And so every day I get to write something and I don't want to miss this because if I stop writing for a significant period of time, then this part of 2021 just won't be filled. And this will serve the process of memory planning for me as well, is I will just use this like few lines in here as my basic memory planning. But I do have another solution to memory planning, which I'll talk about in a few minutes. But so this is non-negotiable and that has to come. So far, that's 3 planners that have to go. So this is my plotting planner. You guys have seen it before. It's just a classic happy planner and it's in a black deluxe cover. And I just recently set this whole thing up, if you watch that video, with the notes for my final book in my series. And I feel like this also is something I can't really compromise on. Like I did consider, so I have, if you've watched that video from earlier this year or whenever that was, I also had set up something similar in Notion for myself. And that does work. I still do use that for tracking my word count and stuff like that. I've been tracking it in both places. But when I'm figuring out my character's journey and all of that stuff, I need to be physically writing it down, and typing it into Notion has not worked for me in the past. But this is one of those things where if I can, while we're on the road, try to start using my iPad more instead of using this, like using GoodNotes or using Notion or OneNote or some other solution, then I will try to do that. And if I can get it to work, I will ship this to my cousin Kimberly. But for now, this planner is coming with me because it just needs to come. Now, the other thing that I have been using is this composition planner from Webster's Pages with this notebook on the inside. And I just have some stickers in there too. And I love this binder cover. I was going to use a different notebook, but I've decided to just use these pink Moleskine notebooks that I have for my plotting notes. Now, what I use this for, as opposed to this, is if I'm, like, for example, the first Airbnb that we're staying in has a pool in the backyard. And so if I'm out back and the kids are swimming, I would like to be able to bring my little notebook back there and write some notes about the story if I'm sitting there thinking about it while I'm watching them. This is a bit too bulky and big, and because the pages come out of a happy planner, it tends to just kind of get messed up because I can't fold it back on each other. But I can take this notebook and I can just fold it back and I can sit there and I can write on it. So I think that I don't necessarily need the cover that goes with this. So I can leave this here, but I do need an extra notebook for when I'm going to be plotting. So I'm planning to just stick this in here or inside this front cover, and it will just fit nicely right there. So that kind of brings me down from, you know, plotting notes and a notebook brainstorm to kind of just keeping it all in one space, and that's only going to take up that much space. But like I said, if I can find a different solution, or if I can, I'll try. Probably, we have 1 month until we leave, and a lot of that month is going to be dedicated to packing and Publish and Thrive course that's going on. But if I can, and I have to be working on this book because I'm just excited about it, and I'm anxious to get to the plot. I'm going to try to do some of that work in Notion, in my Notion journal. And if I can get myself into the habit of doing that, then this notebook will stay. But I don't know. So this is one of those that's kind of like probably coming, but we're going to see if I can make it digital. Okay, so then we have budget. So I have been keeping our family budget in a big Erin Condren monthly notebook, and that is the monthly planner. It's the 8.5 by 11, so it's huge. But I also have this little Hobonichi Weeks, and this was originally purchased, and it was, you know, it's my wallet. It goes in my wallet. This is lovely Kiki K wallet, by the way, and I have 3 of them this color, so I'm not sure if I'm going to bring the black one or the mint colored one, or I also have like a dusty rose one that'll look pretty now that we're going to be moving into fall. So I might use the dusty rose. I don't know for sure. But this planner I have barely used because we didn't, you know, we haven't been going out of the house as much. And so I haven't been using it. My intention for using this planner was that when I go get groceries, or whenever we go out to eat, or I go out shopping at Barnes & Noble or whatever, that I would write down what it is I spent. So you can see here I did it on this one day and so forth. So I would like to use this more. I think this can serve kind of 2 different purposes for me. I can move my budgeting into this planner, and it doesn't take up extra room because this goes in my purse anyway. So this was going to be in my purse anyway. It has all my credit cards, it has all my notes, all of our like family things that we need. It has my pen in it. So this goes anyway. So this doesn't take up extra room. So what I'm going to do is just maximize my usage of it. So there's going to be this is going to start to serve sort of two purposes. So what I was thinking is this becomes my budget planner, and I can budget here on the weekly pages. And then I can also, since I got the mega weeks that has all of these pages in the back, is I can also use this for some of our memory keeping, because we're going to be on the road, and I can do some of this in the car. And I have that little HP, like whatever it's called, photo printer, that I can actually just print out some pictures and put them in on here, or I can print them out on sticker paper or something if I get a chance to use a printer somewhere. And I can do some memory keeping in here. And so this will be kind of a log of our travels, and I can keep track of what we're spending, because that's going to be like extremely important when we're on the road, because we're going to have a set budget of what we can spend on the Airbnbs and the food and the different things that we're buying along the way. And plus we've got like, now we're going to be storing our stuff, and there's going to be gas expenses and different stuff like that. So we're going to keep that budget in here, as well as using these mega pages in the back for journaling and memory keeping. I don't think this will work out well as a morning pages journal, just because I don't know. I think I need something bigger with more space, because I tend to write like several pages a day, and I don't think this will be enough room, but I think this is a good start for budgeting and memory keeping. So that goes with me. Another solution to these things here is the 6 months for life personal transformation. Now, this is where the sadness starts to come in about just having spent money and just purchasing something that I don't think is going to work. So this is a Plum paper planner. If you haven't seen my flip through of this, the flip through is on my Sarra Cannon channel, because this project is going to be mostly like talked about on that channel. But it's big. So this is the planner. It has a folio, and it has the stickers that go with it. And I love it. And I literally just bought it. I barely even used it, but it's huge. It's big. It's got not only a 12-month planner in it, but it also has a bunch of extras in the back. And part of that is memory keeping. So if I wanted to, I could use this for the memory keeper, but it's just too darn big, because it has the whole year in it. And like all of this amount of pages is not going to be used by me. And as I start thinking about it, I'm like, I don't know that I can bring this. And it kind of makes me sad in some ways. And then George is like, just take it anyway. But my intuition says this is going to annoy me because it's so big, and I need a smaller solution. So this is a little bit of sadness. I'm not, like I said, I'm not going to like throw this away or give it away, because I do still plan to use it. I have a lot of experience planning Erin Condren planners, and this is coil bound too. So this coil is gigantic, but when we get settled somewhere, hopefully before the end of the year, I can just purchase another Plum planner if I want and plan parts of this. So I am going to just, I think, leave this at home. And it will make me a little bit sad. I was tracking my weight in here. I was tracking my food, like my meal plans and all that stuff. And I didn't actually write this down about meal planning, but the budget and meal plan can all now go into that Hobonichi here. I can easily plan our meals and grocery lists in here. The grocery list I already do digitally, but I think I'm going to let this one go for now. So this one I think will go into storage, and I know that I'm going to be a little bit sad about it. And like I said, I've still got a month to decide, so maybe I'll change my mind, but I'm pretty sure this is just going to be too bulky to take with me. So enter a new solution that is much smaller and less bulky and has a lot more flexibility to it. So you guys have heard me talk about her before. I was just talking about her on my last channel video, but Dakshina here on YouTube, and she has an amazing Instagram. She works almost like her main planner is a B6 Stalogy. And I have been using one for my morning routine, my mornings like tarot read and stuff like that. I'm not going to take that morning tarot planner because I don't use it as consistently and I don't feel like I need it because I think I can start fresh in here. So this is a B6 Stalogy I have purchased. And I know this is so ridiculous that I'm purchasing new things to go when I'm putting other stuff in storage, but this is what I'm doing and it makes me happy. So just, you know, try not to judge. I have purchased a B6 Giglio Appunto, which is a leather, like a pink blush leather croc cover for this. So this will slide into that and it will be similar to like the A5 binder or anything else where it has that cover to it. But I am going to use this since the pages are blank. I'm going to use this as both my morning pages and journaling and as my 6 months for life personal transformation stuff. So I will track my weight loss in here. I will track, probably not meal plan, I'll probably do that in the Hobonichi, but I will track like my journaling about my process and all the things that I was going to track in that other planner, like family memories, family joy, like all that stuff. If you want to go see what it was, I will link that 6 months for life Plum paper planner flip through down below if you want to go check it out. Like I said, it's on my other channel. So if you want to see the things I was going to track in there, now I'm going to track them in this. And this is so much like slimmer profile, even with the cover that it's going to have on it. And I think this will be nicer because I can keep this in my purse if I want to, and it'll just be a better experience, I think. So that then gets me through all of these things except for the Kanban board, right? And I talked a little bit about my solution for the Kanban, which I think is going to be a folder. So I think I'm going to use 3 folders. I have these Hello Kitty folders from Erin Condren, and they come in 3 different colors up inside. So I think I'm going to use these 3 folders for goals 1, 2, and 3. Actually, it'll be more like probably 1, 2, and 3 like that. And I'm going to put my sticky notes for the things that are to do over here and done on this side. And I'll probably just put some labels up at the top so that I know this is to do and this is done. And then I will put them like this and I will store them inside one of my other planners or things that I'm taking with me, like my sticker binder. What I had shown you guys the other day was the possibility of using this little guy that I got from Target and just hanging it up in our Airbnbs with a command strip or something that won't hurt the wall. Somebody brilliantly suggested using like a plate holder or something, and so I thought about using this, but it's so heavy. Like I have this for my phone, but it's so heavy it doesn't hold up. So I started thinking, well, what else do I have? Which then led me to, and I know that several of you gave some really great ideas, like just putting it on trifold, one of those trifold like science fair boards. But you know, I've tried using those trifold boards for like story plotting and things that I use sticky notes for, and I don't find that sticky notes stick very well to those, and that the sticky notes fall off all the time and I have to reinforce them, and so I just don't want to take that kind of board. But I do have this, which is an Erin Condren holder. It's meant to hold your planner up so that you can see it and look at it. And it comes apart like this, so it would be super easy to just store under the seat of the car or wherever I want to store it. It's really pretty. It's not going to damage the wall. And because it's acrylic, the sticky notes are going to stick to it just fine. So what I think I'm going to do, and I'm feeling pretty good about this, is I will put like all of my goal 1 to-dos over here. Anything that's done goes over here. At the beginning of every week when I'm planning, this is what I always do, is I'll pick up the sticky notes that I know I'm going to do for the week, and I will put them up on this. And this can live on the desk or table or wherever, because all the Airbnbs are not going to have desks, so I'll probably be working on kitchen tables or up at bars in the kitchen or, you know, wherever. And so I'll put all my sticky notes of what I'm currently working on here so I can see it front and center. And then when something gets done, I get to move it to the done side of the folder. And I think this is really going to work for me because I know that many of you are like, why aren't you just using Trello? Because it's a digital Kanban board. It's one of those things where it's like you're either a digital person or you're not. And for me, when things are digital, they're out of sight, out of mind. I would have to have it pulled up constantly on my laptop to be noticing it. And sometimes when I'm working and doing things, I don't even have my laptop turned on because I'm over there plotting. And so I'm in my notebooks or my planners. And so I need something that is actually out. And I know myself well enough to know that I have to be able to see it. It needs to be visual and right there out in front of me, and a tactile experience where I can move it and pull it off. And that is just part of the joy for me. So Trello is awesome. If you're looking for a digital solution, I highly recommend it. Notion has, you can make that work like a Kanban board too, but I need my like physical things. So I feel like this as a whole Kanban board for travel is not a lot of space to take up. So I'm really, really excited about this as a solution. And I get to take, you know, I'm leaving so many of my beautiful Erin Condren planners behind. So at least I get to take this with me, which will bring me some joy. Now, that being said, I do actually want to take at least one of my Erin Condren spiral somethings because I feel like I will be sad without it. So I have this cover that I'm probably going to take. And then I have this is sort of Franken-planned. So this was my original monthly planner that I was using for my Sarra Cannon editorial. So I think I'm still going to use this for just my brainstorming about what's happening in my Sarra Cannon editorial. And then the rest of this is a notebook. And yes, Evie already got a hold of it back here and everything. But this is basically an entire notebook that I added a piece of a planner to. And I put it on a smaller coil. So this is the smaller coil for the Daily Duo. So it's not a full-sized planner, but this is where I can do, because I always need a notebook handy to do just writing things out, like thinking through different videos, thinking through stuff. And even though I can keep my editorial calendar in that A5 binder, I'm not going to have just pages and pages to do video outlines and different things like that, like spectacular giveaways. So this will be kind of like an add-on to my editorial calendar, and it's a little bit dirty, but that's what this will be. And I think that that is the majority of what I'll be taking with me. And I know that it still looks like a lot, but that basically was paring down like 17 to 20 planners down into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And they're smaller. So 2 of them are like massively smaller than what I was using. So I feel like that's good. And I know there's still going to be some of you that are like, nope, still way too much. And that's totally fine. But for me, I think this will be a good solution. I have a few other little notebooks that I might take with me. So George and I have been keeping track of what we're doing, and we're going to keep photos of as we pack up the house. And then maybe some of our travels will go into this as well. This is just a daily customizable agenda from Erin Condren. But again, these things that are so small they fit in my purse are not really that big a deal. And this might be finished by the time we leave, but this is just us tracking our adventure as we're packing. And I've been taking pictures. So that'll be fun, I think. I also need to take some other things with me in terms of, I'm going to be reading the book Demons Forever live over on my Sarra Cannon channel. We have read we're currently reading book 5 of the series. We read the first 4 books, and this is just me reading it out loud. And so I've got to take book 6 with me because I'll be reading it live every Monday and Wednesday as we're gone. So this is going to go probably in one of those Hello Kitty folders, and it'll just live there while we go. So that has to go with me, even though it's not a planner per se. These sadly will probably not be going with me, but I just wanted to share them because I just got them in the mail, and I really still kind of want to take this one. So if there ends up being bonus room, I'm still taking this. But look how beautiful this is. So these are the vegan leather notebooks from the Star Wars collection from Erin Condren, and it's so gorgeous. It's like this blush pink with the hollow Princess Leia with the word Rebel, and then I got SMC on here because those are my initials. And then there's just the stars and like kind of galaxy look over here. Now there isn't any Star Wars reference on the inside of the notebook, and I know some people were really disappointed in that, but I think that's pretty typical. There is actually a Hello Kitty notebook that just got launched that has actual Hello Kitty images on the inside of the notebook, but for the Star Wars ones so far, it's just the cover. Then I also got this one that says, do or do not, there is no try, which is one of my favorite quotes from the original trilogy. And then you have Yoda here. And again, it's just a classic lined notebook. So I don't know if I can, I'm still going to take this, y'all. To be honest, I'm still going to bring it. And this will just become my morning pages notebook. if there's no room, it will have to stay. Or what I might do, like I said, is I might mail this to my cousin Kimberly, and if I just really decide I want it, have her mail it back to me wherever I am. But they're so beautiful. Another thing that just recently came in from Erin Condren are these ultra fine tip markers, and I really love these. So I'm gonna be, I mentioned this before, I'm gonna be packing up all of my like pins and little extras like the glue pins, the like adhesive, whiteout, all of that will go into this little accordion file from Erin Condren. So these pins will definitely be going into one of these sections because I'm really, really in love with these ultra fine tip markers. I have some other stuff coming in still from Erin Condren that Tori was sending to me. So I will do a full haul before I go. But somebody mentioned to me on Instagram yesterday, I think, that like once I finally get settled, it'll be like Christmas, like opening things I haven't seen in months. And I think that that is so true because it'll just be really fun to see all of those things. Okay, so there are other things that I have considered taking that might go if some of these other solutions don't end up working. One being this really cute Emoji Planner that I got from Coffee Monsters Co. for her anniversary thing. This would make a good place to put like different lists or things like that. And then I also have this little Hello Kitty date book that I got from Disney World, and I think that this, because it has this over here, could also work as an alternative to some of my like bigger things for editorial calendar planning, because I could still plan things here and do brief outlines on these pages or in some of the notes pages that are in the back here. So these are kind of like backup things that I don't necessarily plan to take now, but they're so small that if one of those other things doesn't fit, then I can condense down to something small like this. So just a couple other options. The other thing that I've been kind of sad about and torn about is, I've talked about this before, but I have this B5 Archer and Olive Neapolitan notebook that has triple colors of pages. So you've got the white paper, the craft paper, and the black paper. And I've been wanting to make this into my kind of latest witchy bullet journal or book of shadows type thing. And I've been wanting to set it up all year and haven't had time. And I'm really, really sad about leaving it behind and not ever setting it up. But then again, I also know that while we're traveling, I'm probably not going to have time to do it, and I'm going to want to spend time with my family. But for some reason, it's still making me really sad to leave it behind. So I don't know. I got to think about it, but it's probably going to stay, but I'm sad. But that is all the notebooks and planners I plan to take with me. I do have this other Make It Happen notebook from May Designs that is just like their productivity. So this might be including some of the lists and things that are like to-do things as we get on the road, but this won't go with me. I'll fill it out as much as I can and then recycle it when it's over. But I might be using this in the meantime for packing type lists and stuff like that. Then I also have several notebooks to give away because they're super beautiful and I just want to kind of spread the love. When we get on the road, some notebooks will, if I have room, come with me. Otherwise, what I might be doing for the monthly notebook challenge is just telling you guys that I'm going to send out a $20 Amazon gift card for you to pick out your own notebook and have it shipped to you, which is not ideal because I would rather like send you mine, but that way at least you get to pick your own out. So we'll see kind of how it goes, but I might bring a couple with me. But for now, I have these 4 notebooks that I'm going to be giving away, and I'm actually going to give away 2 of them. So when you get a chance to comment down below, say which one you prefer, and I will pick 2 winners this time. And it's open internationally as always, but this is another way to like share my love of notebooks. And then hopefully before the September notebook challenge, I'll give the other 2 away. So 2 of these are Punctuate Journals from Barnes & Noble. And I used to have a ton of these and I just love them so much. So these are just basically journals that have a little elastic band, lined pages. They lay relatively flat once you kind of like break the spine a bit, and then they do have a pocket in the back for any stickers or washi or anything you want to include. But I think this cactus one is so cute and I've been wanting to use it forever, and I'm like, why don't I give it away and someone else can love it and use it. Then there's this really cool kind of Aztec one as well that has this lovely purple on the inside, and the lines are this kind of like dark green, and then it has a pocket in the back with this purple paper, and it's just so beautiful. So there's those 2. Then I also have this Moleskine notebook, which I love these as well. It's very similar. Sorry, you can hear Evie. It's similar to this, this, but this has kind of like a cardstock cover, and this has kind of like a faux leather cover to it. But these are also beautiful, and the lines are really, really college ruled narrow. And this paper is really lovely to write on. So there's the Moleskine one, and this one does have a ribbon as well. And then this is a newer notebook that I just bought. This is from Thimble Press, and I can't even remember where I bought it, but I just had to have it, and now I'm going to give it away. Have fun, innovate, encourage, be honest, inspire, experience, be kind. And it has this lovely pink interior with, again, just lined notebook. And this is a pretty big notebook. There's a lot of pages in here, and then it has a pink ribbon. There isn't a pocket in the back though on this one. So just let me know which one of these 4 you would like, and I will pick 2 different winners by Friday. So you're seeing this on Sunday. I will pick 2 winners on Friday, and I will pin the comment to the top. So that is it for our notebook challenge for the month of August. Let me know what you think of the solutions, and if you have any other ideas as to better solutions that would be even smaller or more compact. And I just appreciate you guys being so concerned and being so excited for this journey with me. It's going to be a little bit of both. And what's crazy is that as this opportunity has opened up, new opportunities are showing up, and it's going to be cool. It's giving me an opportunity to speak at a big conference coming up. And who knows what other opportunities lie ahead. So I know it will be challenging, but it'll also be awesome adventure for our family. So I'm pretty excited about it. Thank you for your patience on any future videos, because I don't know exactly how that will be. Also, I did want to quickly mention that our diverse read of the month, I am listening to this on Audible. It is my most recent read by Rachel Rogers called We Should All Be Millionaires. Rachel Rogers is a Black attorney and entrepreneur, self-made millionaire, and a lot of people in my business groups have been really talking about her impact and her message lately. So I grabbed this book on audio. I've heard people say it's a real kick in the butt. So I know I usually talk about fiction, but this time I am just recommending to you checking out this nonfiction book called We Should All Be Millionaires. I will link it down below, as well as a link to Rachel Rogers' info online. And that's it, you guys. I hope that you leave a comment down below to enter the giveaway. Make sure that you're subscribed and hit the like button as well. And I will see you guys in my next one coming up soon. Bye.